Good day, everyone. Welcome to Calcumind. Today, under the introduction to probability, we'll be looking at sample space, events, and notation, which includes complement of an event, intersection of events, and union of events. Earlier discussed, we have that the sample space is a set of all possible outcomes or results of a random experiment. Then moving on to the next concept, we have events. Now it is important to know that events are a collection of sample points having similar features. For example, we have that the event of a set of even numbers gotten from an experiment of rolling a dice. Now, we know that the sample space for rolling a dice has the numbers from 1 to 6. So therefore, the event being a set of similar sample points, which are even numbers, will have 2, 4, and 6. Another example underneath that would be an event being a set of heads for tossing 2 coins simultaneously. We would have that the event would be head, 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 tail, and tail, head. Now, to the next concept, we have notations, which include complement of an event, intersection between events, and union of an event. For example, if we have an event, for example, being the set of even numbers for a rolled dice being 2, 4, and 6, the complement of this event, written as EC or E prime, would be the sample points which are in the sample space but are not part of the event. Now remember that for a rolled dice, we have that the sample space has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 because of the number of sides that it has. So the event, which is a set of even numbers from this sample space being 2, 4, 6, the complement of this event would therefore be the rest of what is in the sample space that is not a part of the event, being 1, 3, and 5. So we would have that the complement of this event would be 1, 3, and 5. On the other hand, the complement of the second event being a set of heads for 2 coins tossed simultaneously, which would be, let's call this event 1 and event 2. So this will be event 1, and this will be event 2. The complement of event 2 will therefore be the last possible outcome for this event, which will be tail and tails. Because if you remember from the sample space for 2 tossed coins, it will be head heads, head tails, tails heads, and tails tails. Then the next concept being the intersection. Now to look at this, we will consider 2 events. Let's say event A, which is a set of numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. And event B being a second set of numbers being 3, 4, 5, and 6. The intersection between events A and B, written as A intersection B, is simply what sample points are in common between event A and event B. Now we have that the sample points for event A are 1, 2, 3, and 4, while the sample points for event B are 3, 4, 5, and 6. Therefore, the 2 sample points that we have in common are 3 and 4, meaning that the intersection between event A and event B will be 3 and 4. Now for the last concept we have on the board, union. Using this same example for event A and event B, the union of event A and event B, written as A union B, is equal to the addition of both sample spaces for the events without repeating any of the values or the sample points in the individual sets. So we have that you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because 3 and 4 already appear in A, we are not going to repeat them now that they appear in B. So we move on and we have 5 and 6. Therefore, the union of event A and B will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's all for today for our concepts under the introduction to probability. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And remember to join the community in the description below. Thank you.